welcome to my garden, my runway, my channel. If you're new here, I'm combining my love of being extra with my love of gardening. And for today, I'm dressed up like some of the greatest hobbits of our time because we are harvesting one of their favorite foods, potatoes. It's also my favorite food, tied with cheese. But if you're like, how much do you love potatoes? The answer is a lot. I have a tattoo that I tattooed on myself about how much I love potatoes. And if you're like, wow, that doesn't look good, reminder, I did it to myself and I was bent over, crushing my back with no stencil or anything for a very long time. I also like to think that the quality of this kind of adds to the funny, goofy nature of it. But for real, I really do love potatoes. Before we get into it, I almost forgot to do a quick fit check. This is actually an amazing gardening outfit because while this cloak is a little bit toasty for the summer, it's cute. Shirt is very breezy, and not having shoes keeps my feet really cool. So, way to go, Hobbits. You knew exactly what you were doing. And of course, it wouldn't be a Hobbit outfit with letting my feet hang out. Not as hairy, but guys, there's only so much I can do for this. If you like that, I'm trying to get this channel monetized, so alright, first let me introduce you, since it's the first video on the channel, to the garden. She kind of wraps around, it's hard to get in one shot, but she is lovely, she's gorgeous. I just moved here about a year ago, started setting this up, so this is the first full season I have here. And I've been gardening for quite a while in very different circumstances for probably like a decade now, but this is my first like giant garden, and I want to keep the garden light, fun, fresh. I will talk all the time about what I'm doing and why, what worked, what didn't work, and obviously my outfits. But I am still learning a lot of things along the way. That's a perfect segue into the potato situation. This is not my first time growing potatoes. I grew potatoes once, but saying that feels goofy because I wasn't trying at all. I literally just threw an old potato underground and was like, let's see what happens. And then I accidentally pulled up all the stems thinking that they were weeds. But in the end, I did get five or six little baby potatoes. So this year I wanted to try actually growing potatoes. So I got some nice seed potatoes from my local feed store and put them in these grow bags. So again, not really quite an expert on the potato growing thing yet, but I'm so excited. But I didn't really know what I was doing. So I got 3 different types of seed potatoes, put them all in the same grow bag with the same dirt, and let nature water them for me, because I live in a place where it waters stuff a lot. It rains all the time. And now they're starting to die back. And today's a lovely day, and I really wanted to start this channel. So today is the day that we're pulling up whatever's in there and hoping for the best. And sadly, I have no footage of me planting them because I wasn't planning to have this channel. And I planted these back in like March. They were all determinate variety potatoes, so I wasn't really like stacking soil or anything on them. And now they're all starting to die back, which is why they look like this. And I'm gonna see what we got. I planted these sometime in March, and now it's mid-June, and the first of these is starting to die back. The other 2, probably I could wait longer, but I want to put them all in one video, so we're doing them all today. Before I even start pulling these out, I know I put way too many seed potatoes per bag. I didn't know it when I did it, but I have since found out how much space people give potatoes to grow, which means they're probably going to be small, but if I have enough for a breakfast and a second breakfast, I will be so happy. All right, like I said, I got a couple different types of seed potatoes. This one is red Pontiac. Oh God. They're so small. 1 potato. Oh my God. What? That was going to be a potato. I started by pulling out all the stems first and then digging around in the actual dirt, daydreaming about which ones will be boiled, which ones will be mashed, and which ones will be put into a stew. And all the while, as I was getting a little discouraged with all the teeny tiny ones or lack of potatoes on the top layer, I was picturing Sam giving me some very needed encouragement. Then I was also daydreaming about having a garden so big that Mary and Pip would come try and take my vegetables from me. Here's my big sigh of relief when I realized all the bigger potatoes were at the bottom, and there were in fact a lot more potatoes. I knew they would be small, but some of them were really, really small. I don't know if you guys are ready for this. It's gonna blow your mind. Here is the final haul of the red Pontiac potatoes. Okay, we got half a basket, friends. I grew it in my garden, so it's gonna taste better because I know it was grown with love. I just can't stop laughing at these teeny tiny little potatoes. Like, look how round and perfect they are. They're just so small. So now I'll take the rest of this and put it in the area where I'm going to add some perennials. And if I get more potatoes, oh my God, yay. Next up, we have Yukon Gold. I'm most excited for this because these make the best mashed potatoes. Okay, what do we think? Are we gonna have more? Man, I hope so. No, that's a potato. That's a real potato. First cluster already off to a better start. So this is the seed potato. These are the potatoes that came off of it because it comes in like clusters. So you can see the tiny little potatoes that started growing. I bet the Gamgee garden gets so many potatoes. Look what all just came up together. How many do you think are in there? That was it. It's just the two. Okay, currently this is where we're at. Honestly, the yield looks about the same in total and in weight. Final bag, here we go. This is the Kennebec potatoes. These didn't look like they started to die back quite as much, but we're doing them all today. They're so cute, tiny little fingerling potatoes. I learned quite a few things growing them this year. You know, they're gonna need some more space. I probably should have watered them instead of just relying on rainfall. But even with all of those things, I still got a bunch of potatoes. So if you've been thinking about it, I say just go for it. It is that easy. I'm really happy with this as a first try harvest, especially since I planted them not ideally, and I still got some potatoes. I had fun planting them, watching them, learning from my mistakes, and next year, look out. I was planning to take all of the soil that was in those grow bags because it was really nice. Since there's tiny little potatoes in there, and I want to grow potatoes in ground next year anyway, I'm just gonna put it like in a patch somewhere around here, because I sectioned off a part of my garden knowing that I'm not going to put anything in it this year, just more as like prep for future years. And I think this is one of those perfect opportunities, because if the potatoes do start growing, they're in ground. Because what I'm hoping will happen is that I'll make a nice little mound, and there's going to be all of those little tiny potatoes that maybe, if I'm lucky, turn into future seed potatoes, and then it's already in ground. Will it work? I don't know, but I'm gonna give it a shot. It's all one big fun experiment here in this garden, and just add a little bit of extra whimsy, if you will. I've got a closet full of costumes and a closet full of fantastic clothes, and I would love to turn this into a runway cosplay space. Just because it's extra fun that way. If you're interested in following along, either for the fun or for the garden, please go ahead, like and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next project. Let me know your favorite way to consume potatoes. There's no wrong way. Every way is fantastic. I already have plans for these. Since bread is poison to me, I'm going to use some of the smaller potatoes as dipping potatoes for fondue, mashed potatoes, breakfast potatoes, roasted potatoes. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I can't wait to see you guys again. I can't wait to put on another costume and have a whole bunch of my neighbors look really confused. I hope you have so much fun today. See you next time. Bye.